Hey guys, what's up? Happy Friday. I am doing this live to keep me on this seat because I'm intermittent fasting and it's Friday, and I think I'm gonna break because I have a few fuckets that I want to put into my mouth, and usually it's sugar and carbs. So I figured if I do this live and hang out with you guys for a little bit, I will selfishly hold myself accountable to not eat till about 12. But I also want to help you guys or create a dialogue. So I just had a team meeting and we do these things called gratefuls before we start the meeting. Things that we're grateful, practicing gratitude, which I think is really important. And if you're part of a team or you have people that you work with, I think that would be a great mention to do that exercise maybe once a week to share what you're really grateful for. And it's also great to hear other people's gratitudes and what they're grateful for, right? So you're reminded of them. So in doing so, my gratitude this week was the ability to lean into the unfolding. And so let me explain. Through life, we have a lot of things that happen, right? Events, people hurting us, whatever happens through life, right? And that's not gonna stop. There's always going to be some kind of conflict, challenge, turbulence, right? This is all part of our hero's journey, right? And the ability to jiu-jitsu that shit, right? The ability to lean into the unfolding, the resistance is what's going to carry you through life. And I think it's a huge life tool. One of the things that I do is I pull back because most of us, we get very stuck in the quicksand, in the trenches. We get very stuck in our head, right? And that is when we start suffering and we lose motivation, we lose hope. Having feeling a sense of hopelessness is one of the most powerful ways to get sucked under, right? So if you start to pull back, if you start to look at your entire story, and I'm a big believer in our stories and using them as leverage and power, right? So I think our stories are greater than ourselves. So a lot of times the things that happen to us, whether you believe they were meant to or not, if you pull back and you look at them as parts of your story, whether they are chapters or act breaks, then you can see a bigger picture, right? And once you're able to see a bigger picture, you can pull yourself out of what's happening in the moment and getting sucked in and lost in, something that probably isn't that big of a deal, right? When you think about high school and think about your prom, or when you got dumped, or who didn't ask you out, or whatever. Everything in high school was life or death, right? And when you look back now, it's almost comical. Looking back how you took everything so seriously, from what people said to you to, the parties you couldn't get into or whatever, right? And so know that wherever you are right now, you will look back one day. And I'm not saying that whatever you're going through isn't serious, because it is, obviously. But you'll look back one day and you'll realize that you got through it, that it wasn't a big deal, that it didn't shatter you, right? So if you could pull back and look at your whole story, look at all the chapters, the act breaks, right? Try to connect some dots. Why did you get into this relationship? What did you learn from that? How did that reposition you? Why did you get fired from this job? But what good came out of that, right? If you could actually look back at your entire story, you'll see that it's bigger than you. You'll see that it's going somewhere. You'll see that there's purpose in there, And I think that when we look at our stories and we can start to figure out how the story affects other people in our lives, then we can trust it. And this is why I say, trust your story. When we are able to start to trust our stories, we're able to let go of our problems and our anxiety. And this doesn't mean to do nothing, right? This doesn't mean to just sit on the couch and cross our fingers. It means to accept, it means to forgive, it means to lean into, and start becoming by trusting your story. All right, guys, happy Friday. Oh, I wanted to mention a couple things. Every time I touch base, whether it's via Instagram Live or video or something, I like to sprinkle discount codes. So I'm gonna give you 2 discount codes. So if you're watching this, you're gonna get half off on products from me. So I have 2 audio courses. One is about, one's like a 9-hour audio course on building a better relationship. So I go into a ton of stuff. It's on my Instagram. You're on my Instagram now. So just click on my bio link. The Bulletproof Your Relationship. If you're in a relationship, or even if you're not and you want a relationship better, yes, I use that word as a verb. The discount code is Love Hard, all caps, one word, Love Hard, and you'll get that for like $25 or half off. And then if you're single, which I think is the greatest soil to work on yourself, right? To learn about yourself, to become a better version of you. So when you find someone who deserves you, you can bring more to the table. I have a singles audio course, and the discount code for that is It's Time, all one word, caps, ITS, time, it's time. Happy Friday, guys. Hope you seek some nectar and do one thing for yourself today that you don't normally do. And you could call that Fuck It Friday.